Unlike most people, when they're talking to someone, they're like, I'm going to skip the fluff and cut to the chase. If you're in a relationship with a girl or you're just talking to her and she's giving mixed signals, you don't really understand what she is trying to say, if she likes you or not, that is not her fault. On average, women are just more experienced and skillful at that kind of relationship stuff, like knowing what to say. And because it's a skill, just like any other skill, you can improve it. So I'm going to give you some tips on that later. So anyway, it's not the girl's fault that you don't really understand what they're saying. From their perspective, like they understand their message. Their message is very clear to them. It's just you don't really you don't understand. You're not at that level of understanding. And you might be wondering, like, why don't they just dumb it down for me and be really obvious? Like if I ask them, like, do you like me? Be honest. Why don't they just say yes or no? Well, sometimes there's other factors at play, so they can't always do that. And like, we can't always do that to them either. Because like, they might get mad at us. We might be sitting next to them in class for the rest of the year. There's a ton of other things that you have to consider. And sometimes being indirect is like safer or better, less awkward choice. Sometimes that doesn't apply, and the best thing for them to do would be to just dumb it down a bit for you and just answer the question honestly and directly. But you can't really expect everyone to do that, like it'd be good if they did, but like, what are you going to do? There's no point being mad. So if the other person can clearly understand their message and like, even though it's indirect, they can clearly work out what like they're trying to say, then so can you with practice, because it's just a skill. Like you can get better at pretty much anything through just doing it a bunch of times, right? Like I imagine even with this stuff, you like 5 years ago or whatever would not understand some of the stuff you understand now. You're a bit more like cluey and you understand a bit more of that like subtle stuff that they say. So if you have improved that much already, you'll keep improving, and you'll keep improving even faster if you like practice and practice. How do you practice? Comes with time and actually like talking to girls and like, or like whoever it is you're trying to date, and like not giving up basically. And along with the practice, you have to do deliberate reflection and improvement. So, if you get rejected or something, think about like what it is you could have done better next time, or like, you look back at the message they said and you see, oh, okay, so when they say that, it means they're not really interested. That's actually a good way to do it, by the way. I just thought of that. So, I mean, if they say like, I don't know, I'm too busy for a relationship, but then they date someone else, you can work out that that means in that kind of specific context, if they say that, they're not interested. And then if you just do that for like every possible context, you'll be good. Although like that's not really going to happen, but you know what I mean? Like that'll help a bit. So don't lose hope if you are struggling to understand what someone's saying. You'll get better at it. And it's okay. Like everyone starts somewhere, you'll get better. So some advice on kind of navigating those situations where you're trying to work out what they mean, and maybe trying to decide like if you should keep seeing them or if you should like focus your attention elsewhere or whatever, or if you're in a relationship, if you should break up with them or, have a serious chat about the relationship, whatever. One tip I have is don't spend too long trying to decide what to do, because like it depends. Like sometimes you can spend a while, but if you feel like you're at the point where you're just thinking and thinking and thinking for like a long time, like, I don't know, I've thought for like hours before and not made a decision. When it gets to that point, you're not really making progress, and you can start to feel that like you're just thinking, but you're not actually getting anywhere. Or maybe you feel like you're slightly getting closer, but you're not actually getting closer. When it gets to that point, you just have to decide, because if I draw a quick graph for you guys, so y-axis is probability of making the best decision, x-axis is time. The probability just goes like this. So it jumps up really quickly at the first bit. So like, if you think for 5 minutes instead of 1 minute, you'll make a better decision. But if you think for like, it starts to plateau. So if you think for like 5 hours versus 1 hour, like you're not making any progress. So why waste those 4 hours of your life, right? And it's stressful as well. So just make a decision, and it's hard to do, but remember, you're not getting any closer to getting the right answer. Another bad thing about like taking too long to decide is like they're waiting for you to decide as well. Like if you've like got them left undelivered or something, you might end up just ruining the relationship from that. So, you've got to kind of be quick because they're waiting on you. And the best tip I have that I've used like a lot in the past when trying to work out if a girl likes me or whatever is to be aware of what you want. So I always want the other girl to like me, and that kind of clouds my judgment. Because like, say I'm talking to a girl and they send a text that like could be interpreted as flirty, but maybe not. I want it to be flirty because I want them to like me, obviously. So I'm going to be biased towards like kind of interpreting it as being flirty. And if you were to actually think about the text and like analyze it, you would work out that like it is or it isn't. But it's kind of like you know the answer, but you're ignoring it. Like you just kind of don't think logically about it. You just think, yes, this is flirty. And you guys can see how this could obviously be bad and lead to misunderstanding and rejection and that kind of thing. So how do you actually like fix this and stop this bias from creeping in? Well, it's going to be there, but what you have to do is be aware of it. So when you feel yourself thinking like, oh, she likes me or something like that, any situation, remember that you've got that bias there and think like, well, obviously I'm going to think that she likes me because I've got that bias. And just remembering it and bringing it to the front of your mind is enough to remove it, I think. So then you'll be able to make a logical decision. So keep it in mind, basically, is what I'm saying. You could maybe get into the habit of checking it every time you like make a decision or something. Think, is this what I really want, or is this what's actually what I should do? And my final tip is to remember to have fun and enjoy it. Um, like it's not every day that you're at this stage with a girl, like, I don't know what stage you're at, but even if you're just talking to someone and you think they like you, like you're clearly having some like fun times with them, right? Like, unless you have a crush on them and you literally never talk to them. But even still, like you can enjoy that, right? Like it feels good sometimes. There's ups and downs, but you can enjoy the ups and make the downs less bad by just enjoying the ride and acknowledging like a couple years ago, you would look up, you would want to be in the situation you're in now. Now, if you've worked out from this tip, particularly the last one, that she doesn't actually really like you, then if you're wondering why you keep getting rejected, I have a video on that here.